Okay, so now let's talk about data structures in Python. What are data structures in Python and why should we use them? We use data structures in Python to process data correctly. We want to store data within our Python programs and we want to process it. Let's talk about list and then we'll talk about some of the list methods that are present in Python. Primarily, we are going to study about 4 data types in Python: lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries. When to use which and how to use all these data types is something that we are going to discuss in great detail. I have provided all the details in the handbook. Python provides powerful built-in data structures to store and manipulate collections of data efficiently. In this video, we are going to discuss about lists. So let me come to my Python course folder and let's create a new folder here. Let's create a new folder called lists. And let's open this folder in VS Code. Let's create a new file. So this folder has been opened in VS Code. Let's create a file called list.py. Awesome. What are lists? Sometimes we want to store different types of variables under singular name. What does that mean? Let's say I want to store marks of 5 students. I can create a variable called marks, but how do I store 5 students' marks in this single variable? Is there a way to do that? Yes. Python list is a way to do that. Let's store the marks of 5 students. All these marks are out of 100. And as you can see, all these marks have been stored. So in order to create a list, we enclose the variables within these square brackets separated by comma. In this case, all these variables are of type integer. They can be of type string, all can be of type string, some can be of type integer, some float, some booleans, and some list, and so on. Which means that lists can store multiple data types. They can store multiple values of any data type. So this was an example. So what is a list? List is ordered mutable collections of items. Here mutable is very important. This means that we can add elements to a list. We can also remove elements from a list and we can insert element into a list in between. I'm going to show you all these things in action. So let's say the marks of the students are here. We can also have another list, something like this, where we have say marks 43 and then hello, and then also we can have false and we can also have 4.2. So this is also a valid list. This is also a valid list. In this case, we can print list like this. So we can print marks and we can print mixed. Let's try to run this program. As you can see, this list has been printed and this list has also been printed. How do I access the elements of a list? I can always access the element of a list by providing index, just like we did in strings. So if I write marks 0, I'm going to get 54 because at index 0, I have 54 here. Counting in Python starts from 0. So index of a Python list starts from 0. In fact, index of list, string, and tuple, they all starts from 0. Whenever we say index, it always starts from 0. So in this case, 54 has been printed. If I run the program, yeah, it has been printed. Nice. What if I do marks 2, 0, 1, 2, 64 will be printed. And yes, it is printed. Awesome. Can I also do the same with mixed? Oh, well, yes, I can do that. So let's try that. Mix 2, 0, 1, 2, false will be printed. And yes, false is printed. For marks 2, 64 is printed. For mix 2, false is printed. Awesome. This was amazing. Can I do slicing in list? Oh, let's try that. Let's try that. What if I say marks 2 colon 4? Can I do that? If I try to print marks 2 colon 4, can I do that? Oh yes, I can do that. So just like we sliced strings, we can slice lists. You can try other examples of slicing lists, but I'm going to move forward and teach you some other concepts. So let's come back to our handbook where I have written about lists. So lists are ordered, which means that the order is maintained. If I have a list here and I keep on printing it, it will be printed in the same order. 54, 23, 64, 93, 32. These numbers are present in this order and this order will be maintained throughout the program. Awesome. And this is how we print elements of a list. Let me add some more examples here so that when you access the code, you should have all these examples. 0, 1, 2, 3. In this case, this will throw an error. And let me write error index out of bound. Index out of bound. Bound. Awesome. Let's run this program. And as you can see, mix4 is producing an error. And the reason it produces an error is that mix4 is not present. If you start counting from 0, 43, hello, false, and 4.2, the corresponding indices are 0, 1, 2, and 3. We don't have index is equal to 4 in this list. And since we don't have an index is equal to 4 in this list, error will be produced by this program. So in this case, error index out of bound. Awesome. So this was about lists. The important point to note here is that lists are ordered, mutable collections of items. So ordered is important. Mutable is also important because you can always change a list. You can run certain functions and the original list will be changed. We already saw about strings, which was immutable, which means that we cannot change strings. If you try to run a method on a string, a new string is returned, but the original string remains intact, which means that we cannot change strings by writing a method. Awesome. In the next video, we are going to talk about list methods. See you in the next video.